So today we are looking at misconceptions with rotation, or errors that people make when they try and rotate through the golf ball in the downswing particularly. We see a couple of common things that people try and do. And we get a lot of people that would kind of open up too quickly rather than have the club getting into the slot, if you like, before we open up properly. And sometimes when they move their shoulders, they don't do it at the correct angle. So it means by trying to rotate, they end up in an issue where they don't get their posture right, so they can't make good contact on the golf ball. Keep watching to learn the secrets. So we're looking at rotation, we're looking at how you kind of unwind your golf swing. So in the backswing, there's definitely a winding up and there's definitely an unwinding. Now, what we tend to see with a lot of golfers is as they unwind from this position, if they just think pure rotation, they'll tend to go like this. So they'll tend to move the upper body, particularly the torso, too lateral too quickly. And they'll also won't get the right kind of what we call right side bend, where they get this move correctly on the downswing. So the keys are really is to try and feel that we forward bend as we rotate on the downswing. That's the way I look at it anyway. So if you imagine I'm in the top of my backswing here, and if I forward bend only, you see how my torso goes away from the ball towards my trail side. So if I do that forward bend and turn at the same time, you'll see how I stay quite centered, and also I get a bit more of a tilt to my shoulders, and also increases a bit more right side bend here. Now obviously if I got the club in my hand, I do that. If I forward bend, it gets the club dropping into the slot or shallowing correctly. Then if I turn my right side bend, it allows me to keep my lag, and it keeps the club traveling on the in or circular path to help me hit straight shots. If from the top I just unwind, you'll see how it drags my hand path out, and it also means that I'm going to get very steep on the golf ball or have to early extend a lot to compensate and to shallow it out much later in the golf swing. So if we get the forward bend, as I call it, correct in the transitional period, then that's going to really help us get the right path, plane, and be able to turn onto the golf ball and utilize our hands much better through the shot. Now there is also errors of all these you can do to different degrees. So you can do this to the maximum degree or slightly less, and you'll just change how well you will play, or how consistent you play rather. It's probably a better way of looking at it. Because we can all hit great shots even with not perfect technique, but it's a case of can we do it 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, whatever it would be, whatever the magic number is for you. Certainly for me, I know I could be more consistent. So the way to think about this for me, I think, is if we think of our heart. So at address, our heart is pointed to the ground, towards the ball. In our backswing, our heart is definitely more to the sky, if we've extended correctly. In our transitional period, my heart starts to go towards the ground, then definitely goes towards the golf ball, then definitely goes towards the sky. So if we think about how our sternum or our heart or our zip, the movements it has, the directions it points in, I think that will help you get the direction in your tilts and turns in your body much more organized. It certainly helps me thinking of that if I'm doing these little drills. So in the practice swing terms, I would do exactly what I'm doing. I break it down, heart to the sky, heart to the ground, heart to the golf ball, heart to the sky. And then try and put that into a slow motion swing initially, and then put it into full power. And on the golf course, I probably just think about my heart going to the sky, and my heart going to the sky. And hopefully we get the right heart to the ground in transition. And if we find we're hitting pulley shots, left shots, then I'll probably get my heart to the ground more in the downswing too. Let's try a ball and see if we can produce something that would look around those lines. So heart to the ground, heart to the sky, heart to the ground, heart to the sky. So my speech talking was a little bit later than it perhaps should be, but it's quite complex to do it while you're swinging, as you'll find out if you give it a go. The key for me would be all about, does it influence what you currently do? And that's what we're trying to do. When we do a practice or a golf drill, it's all about influencing your normality. not having a new swing and an old swing. That's very difficult to take to the golf course, a new swing. What we've got to try and do is get something that influences what you currently do and gradually moves you to the new swing or new movement. And therefore you should get success throughout that journey, rather than go from playing fantastic or average to really poor to better and so on. And it's a long road, and people say it takes too long to make these changes to make them play better. We're all about, or I'm all about, trying to make you play instantly better, but have a development plan that makes you play better in the future as well. So it's always progression. Ideally small gains, sometimes bigger gains, depending on what you currently do and what your current conceptions are. So sometimes you can make a bigger jump forward. So the key really is all about the heart, where it's pointing in its journey throughout the golf swing. And if you get that movement right or motion right, you'll see a huge difference to your shots. So thanks for tuning in today to that video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please click like and share the video. It really helps if you can do that. Also, please comment down below. Tell me about your game, what kind of things you struggle with, and I'll make sure I'll do some videos on those areas or topics or subjects to make you play better straight away. Also, any feedback you have on the channel is also really useful too. So thank you for tuning in today at the Forest of Arden. If you haven't already followed or subscribed, please hit my logo down this bottom corner and join me in my journey and let me help you improve your golf. So I hope you're staying safe wherever you are in the world. We're slowly getting back to normality here in the UK. So I hope to see you on the golf course real soon.